Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. Hope you're having a beautiful day, whatever time that is, and wherever you are in the world. So happy you are here. We are going to be enjoying a warrior flow yoga this morning with sun, moon, yin, yang, masculine, feminine intention during this practice. And let's begin the practice by gently and kindly closing our eyes and diving the awareness inward, knowing that there is an entire universe within, an entire infinite universe within our own being, our very own being, and diving in and just checking in on ourselves. How do we feel inside? Noticing sensations, your state of being, state of mind, your emotional state, even your physical body. Just checking in with the self, scanning the body and noticing with no judgment, just noticing as the neutral witness, neutral observer. And we're going to begin to breathe into the belly, the lower abdomen, and we're going to continue to breathe into the belly throughout this practice. Deep belly breaths. Really turning that eyeball inward and noticing what it's like to be you in all dimensions and realms. Our focus is on ourselves throughout this practice. Anytime during this practice, if you need to take a break, you can stop and be in standing pose or seated pose or even savasana, laying down pose. And we're going to play the edge, so we're playing about a 7, not forcing and pushing and striving. We're also putting forth some effort. And we stay in the feel so good zone. Some call it the hurt so good, but we like to feel so good. If you do move into pain, back off immediately. Continuing to breathe and take this moment to set an intention for yourself. It could be an intention for this practice, for this day. It could be an intention for the year or a lifetime intention. And as you set that intention silently into your consciousness, also take a few breaths to feel the emotions that you're wanting to feel from having this intention realized. I invite you to do that now. And setting that intention out to the universe for the this or better. And gently and kindly opening your eyes. And with this practice, we're going to be engaging bandhas. These are energy seals, energy locks. They seal the energy into your body. As you hold the pose, you increase the prana and the life force in your body. And then we're going to seal that energy in. As we seal that energy in, it intensifies so that it can do the work we're wanting to do with our poses in our practice. Increasing the vitality in the body, the health, and the well-being, so we can be more and more alive and more embodied. Allow our infinite intelligence to embody this fully present in this body, our, our divine consciousness. And so we are going to do some warm-up standing up on our pose today. So we're going to come to a standing position, just shaking out the legs and the arms, moving in the body a little bit, doing some twists, warming up. Beautiful. And we're going to do our tapping. Let's start with the belly today. Let's come up. Let's tap that thymus. We keep tapping that thymus every day. This is our immunity center. It wakes up these immunity centers and these glands that build immunities. And we stay healthy all our lives, because this does not shrink if we tap it. Tapping our thymus. And let's tap our arms, just waking up the body a little bit. Beautiful. Belly, the legs, the front, and the back. Small of our back. Go up our back a little bit. Wait for self-love, the buttocks. Coming up, we tap the face with our fingertips gently. And let's tap the head, around the head, and temples, that occipital ridge. Beautiful job, beautiful. Beautiful, and we're going to do let's do our cross patterning. So we're just going to take the right arm to the left shoulder, left arm to the right shoulder, really bringing that right and left brain to become active. Beautiful. Let's do it with the knees. Our brain gym, getting everything integrated. We can be balanced in our right and left brain. We can be most highly functional. We can do our feet. And if you like to add the shoulders, so we can do, while we do this feet, we can do that opposite shoulder. And you can go as slow or as quickly as you like. Beautiful. And come back to center. Beautiful job. We're going to do our breath of joy. So we're going to bring the arms up. So we just open up to the world. Open those arms out wide as we open our heart to the world. And then bring those arms up as we invite higher energies, higher intelligence into our lives. And then we're going to bend the knees and we're going to hinge forward as we exhale. So it's together. Inhale, 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 exhale. One more time. And stay down in your forward fold for a moment. And shake that head out a little bit very gently, just to release any tension in the neck. And very slowly begin to come up, just allowing the vertebrae one at a time. Allowing the head and the heart to be the last to come up. Different than more sun salutation. Beautiful job. And we're going to, it's a nice warrior flow. So we're going to open the legs nice and wide. We're going to move into warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. I am going to take my right foot, bring that 90 degrees to point towards the short edge of the mat. Back foot is 30. My heels are either in alignment, or for me, my front heel is going through the arch of my back foot. So I'm setting up the foundation where my body is connected to the earth. We just want to, just like building a house, set the foundation first. And then I'm going to bend that front knee so that it's right over the ankle. I'm going to watch that it doesn't go forward when I'm in a standing warrior. When you're down low in a low lunge with your knees down, it can move forward. But in the high lunge, it puts some stress on the knee. So you want to keep it go a little behind, or it can be just in alignment with the knee. My hips are facing you, so our hips are facing each other in the pelvis. And we're going to bring the arms up, both arms about the same height. We're not hinging the body forward. We're still staying aligned and straight. We're going to turn just the head to gaze out over those extended fingertips. And we're going to engage those bandhas. And so the bandhas, the seals, are 3. Mula bandha is the pelvic floor. We're going to feel that engage and lift up. Uddiyana bandha is going to, it's the lower belly. It's going to engage and come up. Jarandala bandha is the chin comes in just a little, and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And that's how we seal those locks, and we seal that energy into the body. So we're gazing out over those front fingertips, engaging those bandhas, and let's breathe in our warrior. Virabhadrasana 2. Feeling that energy of being the empowered warrior. Grounded, committed to action, divine action, and we feel guided and prompted to act. We're ready to act. We're determined. We create. Beautiful. And with the honoring of the sun and the moon, now we're going to move into a more moon, or a more feminine, or a more yin warrior. So you can begin to kind of move spontaneously and just see how that feels for you as you move. And a nice flowing warrior. And then we're going to drop the back arm to the back leg and reach that front arm up into a reverse warrior. And you can have that knee right straight over the ankle. And let's engage the bandhas and take a couple breaths. Beautiful. Let's move into a more feminine moon warrior, reverse warrior. And I invite you to flow back and forth from your reverse warrior, and you can flow to Virabhadrasana 2. Viparita Virabhadrasana and Virabhadrasana 2. So find your flow as you flow back and forth. You kind of have some fun with it. Moving into your moon energy. And if you want to go into the sun energy, you can do that. Allowing yourself to be able to flow back and forth. We're keeping the foundation solid. We're just moving and flowing back and forth from reverse warrior to warrior 2 in a more yin, flowing, moon, feminine way. Beautiful job. And now we're going to move into side angle. So we're going to swoop that front arm to rest on the front leg. Back arm is going to come up alongside the body. And we're going to engage those bandhas and take a couple breaths in a nice yang, sun, side angle. Engaging the bandhas and breathe. And your breath reaching up. And then I invite you from here to go into a nice yin, more of a yin flow, a moon feminine flow. So here we are in side angle, and we can flow back into reversed or warrior two, into reversed, or just go from reversed to side angle, flowing, allowing that to be a flow. And finding your way of doing that. And you can even bring that arm down for your side angle. And having fun with it, being creative with it. You're in the feminine, you're in the yin. Keeping that foundation solid. And then we're going to end up back in our warrior, our side angle. And let's straighten that front leg, and we're going to drop that front arm down to either a block if you have a block, or the earth into a nice Trikonasana triangle. And let's engage those bandhas and breathe. One more nice deep breath. Beautiful. Let's drop that arm down. So both arms are on either side of the front foot. You can swivel that back foot a little bit so it's 90 degrees like railroad tracks. And we're going to bring that right arm up into Viparita Trikonasana, revolved and engage those bandhas and breathe. We're in revolved triangle now. One more deep breath, reaching up. And then let's see if we can just flow back and forth. Finding a nice feminine yin way. You can bend that front knee with the yin and go back and forth. Just having fun with it. You can even add some of our pyramid, which is just straightening the leg and just relaxing the head down. Taking a couple breaths here. And then just flowing from revolve triangle to triangle, and then pyramid. Finding the combination or the way you like to do it. Adding a little bit of spontaneous movements that may feel good for you. Being in that more feminine, creative, spontaneous yin energy. Let's end up in our pyramid. The front leg is straight with just a micro bend. Both hands on either side of the front foot, and we're going to just relax the head towards the knee, engaging the bandhas, and breathe. You're no more yang now. Just holding the pose. Sun, masculine. Beautiful job. And we're going to bend that front knee so it's over the ankle. Adjust your foundation a little so that back foot is 30 degrees again. Heels are either aligned or the front heel's going through the arch of the back leg. And then bring the hands up to the knee. Beautiful. Bring the torso up. And we're going to move into our Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. So we're going to take these hips and we're going to square them. They're facing front now, in front of the mat. And bring the arms up. Let's find that alignment again with the knee over the ankle. Engage the bandhas and breathe in Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. We're in the sun, the yang, the masculine. We are the warrior, moving into divine action, getting things done, creative mode, producing results. Beautiful. Now we're moving to your yin, Warrior 1. To move and sway the body comfortably into a more feminine, more yin, moon, more inward, more flowing and creative and feminine. Beautiful. And you can move into your Warrior 3 with this. Take that back leg out and flow back and forth from Warrior 1 to Warrior 3. Watching your balance. And just flowing. And then coming back to center and facing forward. Beautiful job. And we're going to move into our 5-pointed star. So the feet are wide, setting that foundation. Toes are both facing front, a little outward. Not like our goddess yet, but outward. And we're going to bring the arms out. And so we have 5 lines of energy in our 5-pointed star. They all begin in the solar plexus. We're going to go down both legs and down into the feet and into the earth, infinitely in that direction. Those are 2. It's going to come up, core of the body, and out both arms and fingertips. And energy is going out infinitely in all 4 directions, both feet and fingertips. The 5th line of energy is coming from the solar plexus, up the core of the body and out the crown of the head. So engage those bandhas and let's breathe and hold and intend for those 5 lines of energy simultaneously. Very powerful and empowered. Creating energy, 5 lines of energy. One more breath here. And let's move now into the more yin pose of the star. So you can start to move, being in your star, you can move, you can bend the knees a little bit, and just allow yourself to be a spontaneous star. Arms are still out, legs are still wide. This can be a dancing star, moving star, using spontaneous movements and having fun with it. So here you are. More feminine, spontaneous, yin, moon, star. And then coming back to center. And we're going to move into goddess. So let's bring the hands to the hips here. Let's take those heels in, and so those feet are pointing out to the sides. And we're going to bend the knees so they're going out towards the feet. And find your squat. Be very low, be a little higher. Find what feels good for you today. And then we're going to bring our arms up, our goddess arms. The palms can be facing out towards the world. They can be facing in towards yourself. And let's engage those bandhas and breathe in our goddess. And a deep breath. And now moving into your feminine, spontaneous yin goddess. So becoming the goddess, the playful goddess, allowing yourself to be creative and having fun, moving the body in ways that feel good to you. You're still the goddess. Still in somewhat of a squat, but it might go deeper for a moment or two. It might go higher. And coming back to center, bringing the hands to the hips. And we're going to move into wide leg forward fold. So we're going to stick that tailbone out to prepare for our hinge. We're going to be hinging at these hips right here. These two hip joints. And nothing else is going to be moving as we hinge down. Now the option is to keep the hands on the hips, to bring the hands in close to the body, or giant angel wings as we come down. All three are great options. The only thing you don't want to do is have your arms out front as you're hinging forward. That is going to put a lot of pressure on your low back, and that's not good. So begin hinging forward into your forward fold. Eventually bringing the hands down to the mat. And here we are in our full forward fold. Engaging those bandhas, and let's breathe. And then begin your yin, feminine forward fold. Moving in spontaneous movements, flowing, and beginning to go side to side for a nice stretch on either side. Just being creative with this, being spontaneous and free. And come back to center. If you want to add a little more side to side stretch, maybe more yang or sun solid way, more grounded, keeping the breath flowing and the bond is engaged. And coming back to center, we're going to come up, and this time we're going to lift the head first. So we're hinging up rather than rolling the back. The heart comes up, and allow the body to hinge up. Beautiful job. We're going to repeat what we just did on the other side for this warrior flow. So we're halfway down the warrior flow. Back foot is 30 degrees, front foot is 90, facing the front of your mat. And you're going to bend that front knee so it's right over the ankle. Find your stance, how far you want that, whether it's comfortable for you. If you're a beginner, you may want to have it a little more narrow, a little more easy. If you're a little more experienced, it can be a little more wide. And our hips are facing each other. So the hips are facing you, yours, me. We're going to bring those arms out, up, up, both about the same height. Try to see not to drop the bottom one down, keeping them the same height. And without hinging forward in your torso, we're just going to turn the head to gaze out over those front fingertips. And we're going to engage those bandhas, and we're going to breathe. in our yang, sun, masculine aspect of this pose. And breathe. One more breath. And now moving into the yin, the feminine, the moon in this pose. Flowing back and forth. Allowing yourself to move in spontaneous ways, keeping the foundation, keeping the integrity of the pose to some degree, but adding some beautiful movements. The torso, move the knees, the legs a little bit. And your warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. And we're going to drop the back arm to the back leg, reaching that front arm up into a reverse warrior, Viparita Virabhadrasana. Opening the heart. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe in this beautiful pose as our heart is wide open, gazing up towards the heavens. One more nice deep breath, reaching up. And moving into your yin now. So feeling that beautiful reversed warrior. Sometimes I call her a goddess dancer. And moving back and forth if you like into warrior 2, reverse warrior. Just flowing and having fun with it. Far less rules. We kind of let the rules of alignment. We're just keeping that foundation. That's what's important. Moving and flowing creatively from these poses. Beautiful. Coming back to your reversed warrior, and we're going to move into side angle. So we're going to swoop that front leg to rest gently on the front thigh. Back arm comes back into our side angle, engaging those bandhas, and let's bring in the breath and the prana. One more breath. Re-engage those bandhas. Beautiful. And let's add our spontaneousness. And now we can go from side angle here to reverse, maybe even warrior 2. We have more options now as we flow in this beautiful feminine yin moonlight flow. Spontaneous and creative and flowing. And having fun and enjoying. And ending up back in our side angle. And we're going to straighten that front leg. We're going to move into Trikonasana triangle, bringing the front arm down to a block or the earth of the mat. Right arm is extending straight up. Shoulders are aligned. Let's engage the bandhas and breathe. Nice micro bend in the knee, front knee. One more breath, reaching those fingertips up. Beautiful. And let's exhale that hand down. And we're going to bring a hand onto either side of the front foot. I like to take the back foot and hinge it to 90 degrees like the front. As I twist, we're going to have the right hand on either a block or the earth, firmly rooted. and twist away from me as you raise the left arm. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. One more deep breath. And exhale that hand down and let's go right into our pyramid. Leg is straight with just a slight micro bend. Relaxing down towards that front leg. Bit of a resting pose. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Beautiful. And now I invite you to add the yin, the feminine, flowing from your triangle, your pyramid, to revolve triangle. And just finding that flow and remembering the rules of alignment. We're just keeping the foundation flowing back and forth. Keeping the breath flowing in the belly. Just enjoying and having fun in these spontaneous movements. And let's end up in our pyramid. Taking another breath or two here. And then moving into our warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. We've got our foundation. You can bring that back, foot back to 30 degrees. Front heels going through the arch. Your heels are aligned. You can take that front knee so it's over the ankle. And gently coming up to the front thigh. Bring the torso up and aligned. And we're going to take those hips and square them. My right leg is back now, so I'm going to bring that right hip forward. So those hips are squared, facing the short end of the mat. And then we're going to bring both arms up. In a beautiful Virabhadrasana one, warrior one. Let's engage those bandhas, all three bandhas. And then let's bring in the prana and life force with the breath. More deep breath, reaching those hands up a little higher. Beautiful job. And then moving into your spontaneous Virabhadrasana one. Yin energy. And then we're going to move into a warrior three, and then we're going to flow back and forth. So we're going to take that, come hinge forward, bring that back foot a little closer, bring that back leg up into warrior three, arms out in front. Let's take a breath here. And coming back and inviting you to do the spontaneous movements from warrior one to warrior three. In just a flowing, feminine way that's fun for you. And coming back to center, facing forward. Beautiful job. And we're going to use our standing yoga mudra to come down to the mat. So let's clasp the hands behind us. And I'll do that to the side, and we're going to hinge forward. So we're going to hinge forward, bringing the head down towards the mat. Arms are going to come up. And taking a few breaths here in our standing yoga mudra as we honor the heart being the highest organ. Engage those bandhas, breathe, and bring your focus to honoring the heart. And let's release the hands. Let's bring the hands down to a fourth fold. You can bring it down to a block or to the earth. And bend the knees if you need to. Let's just gently move that head. A lot of tension on the head. It's always holding itself up. And we can just give it a little vacation. Very gentle, soft movements. Keeping the breath flowing. And coming down to the knees. Let's come up onto our knees. And let's bring our feet up so our heels are a little higher. Let's tuck that tailbone under. Moving into camel, Ustrasana. Hands on the lower back. We're going to go into a little back bend. And this might be your camel right here. Making sure those hips are right over the knees. If you'd like to challenge yourself, you can bring your hand to the heels, whether they're up or down, and then moving those hips forward as best you can. And let's breathe. Keeping the head in alignment with the spine. We're not dropping it, we're just keeping it in alignment. One more breath. Beautiful. And coming up. And let's moving into a nice yin child's pose. Opening up the knees, allowing the belly to come in between the knees. The arms can be extended out or they can be alongside your body. And let's take a few breaths here as we really bring our energy into the heart and into our own self, feeding ourselves and immersing ourselves with self-love and appreciation and acknowledgement just for being ourselves. Really gently and coming up. Let's bring those legs forward. Let's move into a single leg forward fold. So we're going to take the right leg and let the right foot rest on the inner thigh of the left leg. We're going to inhale as we lengthen the spine and exhale as we hinge forward. Nice opening. And then allowing the spine to round and head in towards the knee. If you can reach your foot, massaging your foot, knowing that this is a very sacred and holy body. This is a holy temple, a divine Intelligence is animating through, massaging your foot as that sacred divine foot. And gently coming up, reminding you complexion and extend that foot. I forgot to remind you as bring that foot forward for more sensation. Let's switch legs now. So the right leg is out, left sole of the foot is resting on the inner thigh of your right leg. Inhale, lengthening, and then exhaling, hinging forward. Finding that nice edge, and then rounding the back and massaging that foot. And then you can flex and extend that foot, remembering to massage that foot as the divine embodiment that it is. Beginning to identify yourself as a sacred being, pure conscious awareness, only a temporary embodied experience. Extension of God, divine source, creator itself, God of your understanding, in its likeness. Keeping the breath flowing. One more breath, and we'll come up. And coming up. Beautiful job. Bring both legs up. Let's come on to our back. We'll do a little twist here. So let's take that left leg straight out. Come up onto that left side an inch. Bringing the right knee bent over to the left. Left hand guiding the right leg over. Right arm is extending 90 degrees out, and we're going to twist the head to gaze out over the right fingertips. And breathe in this nice deep twist. One more breath. Beautiful. Let's release the knee. Coming back to center. And we're going to bring the left knee up and extend the right leg. Come up onto that right side just an inch. Bring the left knee over to the right side, right hand guiding that left knee over. Left arms out 90 degrees and turning the head to gaze out over those left fingertips. And resting in a few breaths in this nice deep twist. Really good for the internal organs and the spinal column. One more breath here. And releasing the knee, coming back to center. And let's bring those knees into the chest. Let's hug those knees in, rock a little bit. Let's move into baby. We're going to take these knees out really wide. So they're out by the armpits. Bring the legs up so the soles of the feet are facing the sky. Grab those feet, the wide edges of the feet if you can. Round and then gently pulling the knees in towards the armpit. You have a nice hip opener here. And breathe. Engaging those bandhas and breathe. This is our yang part of baby. And we're going to release that and move into the yin, the moon, the feminine, just rolling around, Ananda Balasana, happy baby. Spontaneous movements. Doing what feels good, just like you did when you were a baby, embodying this physical earth suit. Keeping everything flowing. And coming back to neutral. And we're going to move into a few releases, and then we're going to go into a little longer Savasana Samadhi meditation today. So the first release is going to be our hula. It's bringing the hands on both hips, and let's swivel the hips without lifting anything up off the earth. We're just going to swivel the hips so you feel the left hip go down towards the heel, right hip is coming up towards the armpit, and then with your flat on your back, we're going to swivel and feel that right hip going down towards the heel, left coming up towards the armpit. Just feeling that nice swiveling of the hips. And breathe. Feel all that tension releasing in the lower back, the lumbar spine. Keeping the breath flowing. A couple more times. One on each side. And coming back to center. Beautiful job. We're going to move into hip pointers now. So we're going to be pointing one hip at a time up towards the sky. The opposite hip is going to be rooted into the earth. So let's take our right hip and root it into the earth. The right buttocks rooted into the earth. And then we're going to lift the left hip up and point it up towards the sky. It's going to be diagonal. So that left butt cheek is going to lift up off the earth a little bit. And then relaxing that down, rooting that left butt cheek into the earth as we lift and point the right. And going back and forth in your hip pointers. Nice slow movements. Keeping that breath flowing. Prana moving. Let's do one more on each side. And coming back to neutral, we're going to do a little cat-cow on the earth. So with our cat, we're going to feel the small of the back, those lumbar vertebrae just pressing into the earth, tailbones tucked under. It's flexion of the spine. And then we're going to move into our cow as we feel that lumbar spine arch up off the earth, tailbone sticking in towards the earth. And moving back and forth. This is flexion in our cow of the spine. The spinal processes are flexing out in front. And moving back and forth as you press the small of the back in towards the earth and feel some flexion and arching it up, feeling that extension. I'm going to add some little micro movements to this. That's okay too. Keeping the breath flowing as you flex and extend that lower lumbar spine. And coming back to center, keeping both knees up. We're going to take these feet further apart, keeping the knees up, coming all the way out to the wide edges of the mat. So the feet are going to be wider apart, knees are still up. And then we're going to drop one knee at a time in towards the middle. Single knee drop. And find your edge here, honoring your body, never forcing, staying in the feels so good. And breathe. Noticing sensation. Fully present to your body. Your mind goes off into thought distractions or thought disturbances. Just bring yourself back to sensations in the body. Be here now with yourself. All your attention on the pose. And one more time on each side. And coming back to center, let's keep those knees up and walk those feet back together so they're about hip width apart. And we're going to drop both knees over to one side. And you can either take knees together and windshield wiper side to side, or if you'd like, you can take that top knee up, lift it, start bringing it all the way over to the other side, and allow the bottom knee to follow until they're both stacked on the same side. And continuing that, lifting the top knee up, bringing it over to the other side, bottom knee gently follows. And continuing at your own pace, keeping the breath flowing. And then coming back to center. Let's bring those knees into the chest, a nice hug. Final releasing of the lower back, rocking back and forth, releasing any tension in the low back. And then extending those legs out. Opening up the legs a little bit, the arms and the hands facing the sky, and letting everything relax, feeling your body become heavier as you release all little micro tensions, any muscular holding. Just allow the body to become more and more relaxed, feeling it sink deeper into the earth as you let go of everything. Simply be here now, letting the body, all the systems of the body, all aspects of the physical body, the right side, the left side, relaxing. The upper part of the body, the lower part of the body, relaxing deeper and deeper. The entire body, 360 degrees, just feeling it completely relaxed, sinking even deeper into the earth. Feeling the skeletal system, the bones relax, become heavier, more pulled towards the earth. We're going to move into a little longer savasana. We're going to move into a samadhi. I'm going to take you through the koshas to move yourself right into the Anandamaya kosha and the state of samadhi. So we're in our Annamaya kosha, our physical body, as we feel all those systems relaxing, feeling the heart and the circulatory system. Feeling that relaxation. Feeling the entire endocrine system and all the glands relax and release.